Oh,
I didn't intend for that to happen to the stream, though.
it's gone to the offline screen.
Oh no. Yeah, there's nothing I can do because the marathon pack lives solely on that PC. Like, if I had the files, I would just spin up my own stream PC right now.
Hmm.
Oh, great.
I'm honestly like about to fucking screenshot this layout and put your stream there. That might work if this dripping doesn't come back. Just restream this on my laptop.
I'd be down with it. That's
Welcome to scuffed adventure era.
Wait! I think we're back! We're back, ladies and gentlemen! We're so back!
Oh, baby.
We're so back! Wait, the video download was cancelled. I think the stream PC is still having some issues. It is saying we're live though. Okay, we're still back. I'm gonna leave it back with our lovely host Prosec and our lovely runner Allegro. Hi, I'm George. I'm the tech behind the scenes.
Okay, well, if we are back, then I suppose there is nothing more to it than to get right back into that. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Turns out the stream PC could not handle the raw power of Big, but we've given it a confidence boost, and now we're ready for Allegro to get right back into it. So, take us away.
Alright, since Big crashed the PC, we'll start over. So yeah, just go ahead and get back into this. 3, 2, 1, whatever. The timer's gonna go off. Alright, so, as I was saying before, we're basically gonna be starting off as Big with his normal story route. We're just heading straight for the sewers, chasing down Froggy. We're gonna be heading straight into Twinkle Park, but we have the sewers here, which, yeah, sewers, it's a thing. But yeah, here comes the tunnels. Probably some of the tightest movement you have to do in this game, honestly, because Big can barely fit through the tunnels, and not getting caught on the walls is really tough. So I'm gonna try and go for instant catch here, and I got it. Nice. I was like not expecting that. But yeah, so what just happened there is if you cancel the lure the moment Froggy bites, Froggy will just be caught instantly. This will come back a little later. Well, not exactly. Surprisingly, we're going to be doing a lot more fishing, but that is not going to be relevant outside of catching Froggy. And we're going to be catching our first lure upgrade here. Catching. Okay, we're going to be grabbing our first lure upgrade here. There are a couple we still need to grab, but one of them we're going to be getting later in trial mode, but the rest of them we're going to be getting on while we're in adventure mode right now. Alright, so now we have the ice key. We need to just bring this to ice cap. We're going to just bring it over here, and we're going to try and drop it at a precise spot. But, you know, the key can be a bit annoying to try and land in the precise spot, which it was pretty much almost dead on, but that's fine. Alright, so we're going to be grabbing our first other upgrade, being Life Belt. In Big Story, it is possible to skip Life Belt, but in this category, you pretty much need Life Belt for pretty much everything, to get everything done. And especially for Hot Shelter, when we'll be coming for that later. Okay, I tried going for instant catch there. I was feeling kind of ballsy with that, but I was lucky enough to not try and activate that too early. Alright, so we are going to be heading towards Emerald Coast, but we gotta make one quick stop and that's to pick up a lure that's in the jungle. But instead of going to the jungle, we're just going to go Station Square first. Now, it seems a little counterintuitive to just, you know, skip the jungle right there. But for reasons I'll explain shortly, we want to go ahead and enter Station Square. And we're just going to go back, right? So, that's going to kind of reset our spawn point for later. And if we didn't, if we went and got the lure, which is pretty deep into the jungle, and try to save and quit, it would take us all the way back to Ice Cap. And that's no bueno. We don't exactly want to go there. It's going to end up being a little bit faster of where it's going to take us, which is the train station. And I think I accidentally, yeah, I kind of goofed my way through it. It's fine. I just need to go down the river. Pardon me, I'm going to take a quick bath in the river, because I kind of goofed. I thought I landed in the right spot here, but it's fine, it's fine. Camera? Camera. Okay. Thank you, camera. Alright, so we are going to get our next lure upgrade here. And we're going to return to the game. And like I said, this is going to drop us off at the train station right here. Which, again, is quite a bit faster than having to get from the entrance of Ice Cap. So, aside from having to get the lures, it's been pretty standard, big story fare. But after we get into Hot Shelter, things are going to get a little weird. So, who likes collecting emblems in the middle of the story? I do. So, the SATX, in order to get all the emblems, you have like higher level stages to be getting. For big, you had to get, like, for level B stage, you had to get 1,000 gram fish, and then 2,000 gram fish for the level A. We need to do that for all the stages, which thankfully there's just only 4. And right there we got our last lure upgrade that we will need until we get into the trial mode. So we're just gonna hop into Hot Shelter here. And this is where some funky magic is going to happen. So normally, when you're in Venture mode, in your first go-around, you can only access the level C missions. However, we're just going to kind of do something that only Big can do, compared to other characters, and that's accessing the level B and A missions while in story mode. The way we're going to do that is in kind of an interesting way. But before we do that, we are going to try and fish for a shark. Now, sharks are going to be almost it's not guaranteed it's a 2,000 gram fish, which I can get kind of unlucky here. And this shark looks big enough to be 2,000 grams. It's kind of, you have to kind of eyeball it, otherwise it's just pure RNG. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the shark to follow the lure up until about 4.5 meters on Big's rod here. The moment it bites, you actually have some leeway of like trying to pull it in. This is what we call fast fishing. This can be a little finicky because you don't want to go to. You can basically once you hit 3 meters, basically that's the end of the line for Big once he's in water. Okay, I'm kind of holding down A for a little too long here. So I basically want him to bite at about 4.5 meters, and then just kind of pull him in for the rest, which we'll see right here. Okay, I am still kind of goofing this. This can be a little weird to try and line up. Shouts to Ugly Fish that's over there. I also don't want the shark to be too high up in the water, or else he will not... Okay. Unfortunately, that was not a 2,000 gram fish. Which is really unfortunate. That is just under 2,000. So I'm going to get that life, because I will need that shortly. At least I hope I will be able to do this. RNG has sometimes not blessed me very well in practice today. So we're going to try this one more time and see if I can get a 2,000 gram fish here. And that's what I wanted to avoid. So if you pull in like the shark at like just 4.5 meters and kind of pull him up when he's too close to the surface of the water, this can happen. So that's that shark gets basically soft locked. So we're gonna try this again. This definitely looks like a big enough shark. There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, so now we are going to... Oh, this is not a good camera. Okay. Camera did not want to cooperate, and it's still not wanting to cooperate. Alright, this still works. Alright, so Big is now caught on the railing while he's floating, so now he's fishing underwater. Alright, so we're going to try and pull in Froggy while underwater, but we're also going to try and die while we're in the animation here. So I'm not going to try and speed up all the results screen, which I think I may have done it a little too fast here. That might have worked. Okay, it still worked. Unfortunately, I don't have enough lives to do this, so I would have to basically come back to this in trial mode, but that's basically what's going to happen. I would basically repeat this again, but because of limited lives and the fact I'd have to like reset. So I'm just going to have to skip the split. We're going to have to come back to it later. So yeah, the timer would get really weird if I didn't skip that. So unfortunately we did not finish the level A mission, so we're going to have to come back at the end of trial mode. But yeah, if I had enough lives, you could just simply fish up Froggy again, and it'll count towards level A. Alright, so we need to finish up Big's story here. And by activating the monitor there, you can just kind of break yourself free, and also unload textures right there. Not that unloading the textures would really do much of anything. Alright, so we're on to Big's only boss, and that'd be Chaos 6. So Chaos 6 is pretty straightforward, but it's just kind of random whether or not Chaos will cooperate. Though there's a kind of a way you can get him to cooperate. Ooh, I aim that. Oh boy, I haven't had this happen in a while. There we go. That got a little sketchy there. Alright, and that's Big's story. However, we are going to be sitting through the credits, unfortunately, because watching through the credits gives you an emblem. So we're gonna chill for a little bit. So how's everybody enjoying the marathon so far? I know I'm running off like 2 a.m. energy right now. Heck yes. It's not it's not over yet. We're going through the credits though, but let's get some cats going on in chat. How about that? Yes, we can talk about how Big killed the stream. Big just happened to put his fishing rod in the wrong place. And it didn't belong in a PC. I think Big... I don't know how to describe him. He's an entity that exists beyond our comprehension. I would make the lowbrow joke of Big caused some sort of solar flare that caused a bit flip and caused the PC stream, the stream PC to go down, but yeah, we ain't going there. Alright. I will say I really do love Big's theme. Always chilled, always listen to, no matter what. Alright, so the credits are going to be ending quite shortly, but we're going to be starting back in Ice Cap. Ice Cap mainly because we need to get the very last lure upgrade, which for some reason is located inside a stage. I'm fairly certain that's the only upgrade that's actually located inside a stage, which is very odd. Like for across all characters. Someone can correct me on that. I'm probably just not really thinking of that. I'm running on like 2 a.m. energy right now. But yeah, we need to do Ice Cap, do that first. But mainly because the final stage one of the final stages that we would need to do is Twinkle Park level A, and a 2,000 gram fish in Twinkle Park will not spawn unless we have that final lure upgrade, which is very strange. But because if we were to if that weren't a thing, we'd be able to just skip pretty much like 2 or 3 of the lures for Big, so that would be a huge time saver, but sadly Twinkle Park kind of locks us out of saving time there. Also, Trial Mode has a weird bug where it carries over the lives from story mode, so yeah, it's very strange there. Okay. Sometimes I can get lucky there and have a shark kind of spawn right there, right next to Froggy, but that is not going to be the case today. So I have to go for my very consistent backup, which is going to be right here. So I'm going to let the lure kind of drop down towards the bottom, and there's basically a guaranteed shark, a hammerhead shark that'll spawn at the bottom here, which will pop in. I think, yeah, there it is. We're going to get its attention here. And this is the only one where I will not really try and do fast fishing because it gets kind of weird with where Big has to stand. So I'm just going to kind of let him bite in. And restarting, again, carries over the weight, so I can just go and catch Froggy right here after a restart. Nope. Tried being ballsy again, tried to go for instant catch, but sadly, not today. I at least got it once, so that's how it'll be. Alright, so now we gotta do that one more time. Okay, didn't get lucky again. It's really uncommon for a shark or one of those mecha fish to show up right there. So this is just the old reliable hammerhead to deal with. It's kind of interesting how it works here, where the shark will just not show up until the camera pans into view. Oh, no, wrong way. No, get over here. You. Alright, we're gonna do the same things we did last time and get him about as close as we really think is good there. Yeah. And that's pretty much a guaranteed 2,000 gram shark. Now, I've had it where it's like just under 2,000, but it's extremely rare for that to happen. Come on. Froggy can be like that sometimes. Alright, so now that we're fully upgraded lure-wise, we are going to go straight into Twinkle Park. And this one can be quite frustrating sometimes. We're just gonna go with this guy, because this guy should be good. Yeah. Good as always. And now we got Froggy to deal with. Alright, that's level B for Twinkle Park down. And we're just going to do the same thing, except we now need to hunt down a mecha shark. A mecha fish. I keep wanting to say mecha shark, but I'm not really sure where that's coming from. Alright, there is one over there, but that is definitely not a 2,000 gram one. You can kind of tell if it's a 2,000 gram one if it's close to if it's about the size of Big's waist, it's almost going to be a 2,000 gram fish. And this one should be good, or if it's not, it's like, okay. Camera really wanted to focus on Froggy. Usually if the camera is focused on Froggy, that means Froggy will try and go for that. Yep, and that's 2,000 gram fish. We got lucky there. Unfortunately, didn't get so lucky with Hot Shelter, so... Alright, and that's Twinkle Park. And Sonic the Hedgehog was added to the list. Let's keep that in mind, because Sonic the Hedgehog might crash. Because he's on Big's list now. Alright, so this is normally the last stage we'd be doing, but sadly we gotta go back to Hot Shelter soon. Not even 1,000 gram. I can guarantee that none of those were gonna give me what I needed. I'd have to get... This is, like, really sketchy. I'm, like, 99% certain this might not work out. If a fish goes, like, really fast, it's more likely not going to be a, That's not what I want to do. I am just going to restart that. Okay, this one will work. Now, I had to go around this way. It's kind of dumb, but the camera will get kind of weird if I don't do that. Kind of like that. If I don't get into a certain spot, the camera will just kind of freak out and will think that it'll try to focus on Froggy, but it never really does. Alright. We got the 1,600 gram. But this particular area is a little bit troublesome with the camera. I think it's because of the collision with the wall there with the lighthouse. Like, tends to cause issues. I've never been able to fully figure that out as to why. But, yeah. Alright, that's level B down. We're going to be moving on to level A. So this one can be a little annoying. I'm usually looking for a swordfish or a shark. That might do. Just need to let it sink a little bit. I do not know why I did that. I accidentally hit down. Oh well. Let's try this one more time. We might get lucky here. Is this... Yeah, I think this is good. Please. Please, shark. Okay, camera's in kind of an odd spot now. You know that the fish will... has gained interest. Ow. Of course. I might have to go back to the stage select now. Yeah, that's... Yep. Oh well, not getting good RNG. I kind of expected that. That is not what I'm looking for. Come on, game. The shark might do. Hey, red. Yeah, I think that might work. No. Stop. Okay. Alright. We are done with Emerald Coast, so long as Froggy cooperates. So another thing I probably didn't mention is that when Froggy is grabbed, I'm spamming the X button to basically cancel Big's animation, which saves a couple of seconds. So yeah, now we're just gonna finish it off on Hot Shelter. because why not? It is the final level for Big anyways. Alright, so now we're back to where we were. Now we're just gonna hope that the sharks were nice this time. Our return trip. Sharks? Oh no, I haven't had that happen in a while. So, sharks didn't spawn there. That means I'm gonna have to go through here to try and reload the area. Let's see, we got twin sharks now. There's usually either a single shark that'll spawn there, or there'll be two. Deciding between the two, I think it's usually the one in the kind of the inner, like this one on the right will typically be the bigger one. That's okay. That just went straight into his mouth. This is getting kind of awkward here. All right, come here. There we go. Alright. Time will be coming up once we get Froggy here. Alright. And that's Big Emblems. And I'll go through the tiles, the trial menu to show I got all of them. But yeah. Twinkle Park, Ice Cap, Roll Coast, and Hot Shelter. That's all Big's emblems. There are some other emblems that Big can get, like the Adventure Field ones and like the Twinkle Circuit ones, but these are the ones that are unique to Big, so that's all that matters in this category. So, but yeah, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Allegro. One final thing to ask. If people want to see more from you, where can they do that?
You guys can find me at twitch.tv/AllegroSRC. And yeah, I'm still chipping away at Big.
Aren't we all? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in just a short moment, and we're taking a brief break from Sonic Adventure, though we will be back soon. And that break will bring us to a bit of an oddball in the franchise. We're going to be seeing Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Percent, no CCC or Warps, and that will be brought to us by the ever delightful Seafood. Aren't we all?